with silence as God and faith shall live. My work, my strength, my love, and my loyalty to give. Oh, green and of the evening, Jamaica strong and free. Oh, proud and loyal promises, whose deeds to thee.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
If you missed it the first time, the national pledge. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Loyal promises, whose deeds to thee. I pledge my heart with silence as God and faith shall live. My work, my strength, my love, and my loyalty to give. Oh, green and of the evening, Jamaica strong and free. Oh, proud and loyal promises, whose deeds to thee.
2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 20th day of the 10th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 20th day of the 5th month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. And as we usually do, we check in with the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, or our own National Meteorological Service here in Jamaica, depending on the weather situation within the region and indeed right here in Jamaica. And so let's tell you that there's a tropical wave across the Eastern Caribbean, a stationary front across the Northern Caribbean, and an area of low pressure across Panama. With respect to Jamaica, a little closer to home here, that trough that we've been telling you about from about last week or since last week, we've been telling you about that trough sitting over Jamaica. Well, that trough is expected to remain across Jamaica. And again, just a gentle reminder, when you hear the word trough with respect to the weather, think of cloudiness, think of showers, think of thunder showers, think of what some people refer to as bad weather. That sometimes can be quite debatable as to, I mean, who determines what is bad weather? What might be bad for you is good for someone else, etc. But another time, we deal with that kind of debate because we always are looking at both sides, and that's the trough. So the trough is expected to remain across Jamaica over the next few days. Tomorrow, it's Thursday again already. Goodness. Tomorrow, Thursday, a tropical wave. And remember, the use of the word wave doesn't refer to the undulating waters of the ocean. It's just a reference to an atmospheric condition. When you talk about a wave of love sweeping across the country, for example, right? So it's like a trend. It's like a movement, right? So a tropical wave, from a weather standpoint, the conditions are of a tropical nature, and with implications for particular areas. So a tropical wave is expected to move across the island. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon: partly cloudy with showers and isolated thunderstorms, especially across sections of southern parishes and hilly inland areas. We'll move on from the weather after the break.
I pledge my heart beside.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
The National Irrigation Commission Limited encourages efficient irrigation practices and responsible use of water. By doing so, we will allow the aquifer to be recharged and keep the supply flowing. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the added danger of variants, has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID-19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID-19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID-19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID-19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you worry.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, we'll continue our focus on the basics of breast cancer and discuss cervical cancer, along with the effects that proper nutrition has on cancer. Also tune in for an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she explores the relationship between prayer and health. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, October 20 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
believing in the positive.
The National Council for Senior Citizens will host the National Senior Awards Ceremony this Thursday, October 21, under the theme Recovering with Resilience. Join Power 106 FM from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for a live broadcast from the event during Power Talk with Simon Crosskill. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Council for Senior Citizens, an agency of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Well, whenever the Met Office sends out a 3-day forecast, then you know that it's something to pay attention to. For example, starting tomorrow, Thursday, morning showers across sections of northern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms across sections of most parishes. Expect lingering late evening showers mainly across southern parishes. That's Thursday. Friday in the morning, isolated showers across sections of eastern parishes. Cloudy afternoon with showers and isolated thunderstorms across sections of most parishes, and lingering nighttime showers likely across eastern parishes. That's Friday. Let's look at Saturday. Isolated morning showers across sections of eastern parishes, otherwise partly cloudy. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms across sections of most parishes. So it looks like it's going to be a wet few days coming up from all indications on our way in. It looked like it was going to start today. So all we're saying is check to make sure you have an umbrella or prepare your raincoat, whatever other protective tools that you have, because this is one of the things we like to do is just to share information. So if we have information from the Met Office suggesting it's going to be a wet next few days, we want to get it out there. I started doing this. We started doing this here since, do you remember, what period was it now? When it seemed as if we didn't get any, there was no forewarning or foreboding, however you look at it, with respect to the weather. And it just felt like it caught us off guard. It was just a lot of rain a few months ago. And people were saying, but where does rain come from? I don't remember that anybody was saying anything about it. And so at that point, apart from it being the Atlantic hurricane season, we made the decision that we would, at some point in our introduction, start with the weather, so people know what has been happening today, what is happening now, what is likely to happen later and tomorrow. So our people, as a people, we can better organize ourselves and plan our movements, especially those of us who depend on our feet to the extent that those legs will take us from point A to point B for whatever reason, with respect to other modes of transport. Because you have some people now who try to avoid public transportation, and depending on where they are and where they're going, they just decide to foot it. And so we don't know what the conditions are like outside now, but if it's raining or if it starts to rain at some point, please, let's remember that a lot of us, a significant number of us, used to walk the streets before we started driving, those of us who are driving now, and we knew how angry perhaps we were when a motorist passed in a thoughtless way and would splash us as pedestrians. We don't want to repeat that feat. And these are some of the simple things that people said, sure, That and nothing. But these things make a difference. They tell us a lot about who we are, and that takes us back to the national pledge. This is the middle of, well, let's just give you a reminder of the significance of this week, because that's another thing we like to do. We like to ensure that our people are aware of the different observances and the significance of this day and this month and that month and this week and that week. So we are still in Red Cross Month, Lupus Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, Oral Health Month, National Egg Month, Manufacturers Month, Correctional Services Month, Cybersecurity Month, and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. October is also Black History Month in the United Kingdom. And according to the National Library of Jamaica, October is Legal Deposit Month. It encourages every national publisher in Jamaica to, within 1 month of the publication of any document which he or she publishes in Jamaica, deposit in the legal depository of the National Library the number of copies specified. October is also National Heritage Month, and in fact, this week we're in the middle of National Heritage Week, and this week is also Credit Union Week. And so we thought the middle of National Heritage Week would be a good point for us to reflect before God. This is the pledge we have made, Jamaicans. This is our pledge to our country, Jamaica. We say before God and all mankind. In other words, we're saying, bear me witness, everybody. God and mankind, bear me witness. This is my pledge to my country. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the love for people, the love of country, and the loyalty of my heart, loyalty to country, loyalty to serving our people in this country of ours. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart. Here's another one, and we must seek wisdom. Very important. We must seek wisdom, because apart from pledging the love and loyalty of our collective heart, the wisdom, we need more of that. The wisdom, the wisdom. In other words, let us, we have the capacity to be cerebral, to use our brains effectively, to think, to figure things out. Some of the highest paid people in the world get paid to figure things out, to solve problems, to find solutions. That wisdom is key, and it must pervade the entire society, right across the board. Right across the board, wisdom. And that word wisdom is also in our national anthem. Give us wisdom, lest we perish. Wisdom. So we're also pledging the wisdom and courage of the mind. Courage. Being courageous in situations which are life-threatening. Courage. So before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body. We must take care of ourselves health-wise. Continue to strengthen that immune system of ours. Everybody's immune system is different. And for some of us, we haven't, whether intentionally or unintentionally, we haven't taken the kind of care that we need to of our our bodies, and it's a call to arms in terms of reclaiming our bodies, in a manner of speaking, by being deliberate about what we put inside our bodies, what we consume. Is it something that is good for me? Has it been tried, tested, and proven as being good for me, as being able to enhance my health? So the strength, and because we're pledging all of this to our country, the land that we love, Jamaica, the strength, we're pledging the strength and vigor of the body. So we have to stay fit. So not just in terms of making that conscious choice as to how we feed ourselves, but also the importance of remaining healthy. So doing what we need to do, exercising, and for those of us who work in office situations and situations where we have to be seated for a little while or a long time, getting up from time to time, just walking out and coming back in, that kind of thing. Physical activity is important. And even if it's a stack of books on the desk or wherever we are, we can lift them up and move the hands up and down as often as we can, and remain physically active. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. The Caribbean Maritime University, an ISO certified institution, offers Bachelor of Science degrees in cruise shipping, logistics, engineering, marine tourism, port management, security administration, and management, among others. For further information, contact them 876-924-8150 or 924-8175, or email info@cmu.edu.jm.
Living in the positive.
Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday, as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill, on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
In the middle of National Heritage Week, we're disaggregating and just exploring the words of the national pledge in detail. A call to it's a call to arms, in a manner of speaking, but in a statesman-like or stateswoman-like way. But taking cognizance of the vagaries of the times and just some of the things that the imperatives of the moment. So before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service. Right, so we were at that point, the strength and vigor of my body, just saying, let's take care of ourselves. If we take care of ourselves, we can take care of our families, take care of our families, we take care of our communities, take care of our communities, we take care of our country, etc., etc., etc. And it goes on. So the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. Some people take offense to serving people. And I'm saying, but this is one of the highest orders, if not the highest order, service to mankind, serving people. Right? So we're pledging the strength and vigor of the body in the service of my fellow citizens. Too often, there are just so many divisions in this country. And everybody wants to know which side you are on. So many divisions, whether of a political nature, a social nature, of whatever it is. We're just constantly dividing each other instead of seeing each other as fellow citizens and not refraining from assisting a fellow citizen. The fellow, like back in the day when they used to campaign before these, back in the day, I think they, up to relatively recently, some politicians did it, where you don't have enough people on election day. What's that part of the process now? I think that would normally be for those who are independent or independent candidates, maybe need a certain number of signatures. And you would have people from the other parties signing because they know the person anyway, and they know of the person in the community. And you sign to make sure that they are duly nominated. And also in instances where you are carrying your supporters, but you're passing on the road some other supporters, and you have space in the vehicle, and you stop and you pick up the other supporters to transport them to whichever polling station or wherever they're going on election day, etc. That, we are Jamaicans, and whatever we can do to help our fellow citizens, let us do it. Let's do it. And the next line, the next part of the national pledge says, I promise to stand up for justice. This is critical. Again, it keeps coming back to the individual. Each individual has a role to play in this, as Tony Lang, the late Tony Lang would say, this company called Jamaica. Each of us has a say. We have a role to play. We're a part of a team. Together, everyone achieves more. I promise to stand up for justice. Now, there are a lot of us who call for justice. We call out for justice. But as we are calling out for justice, we are engaged in acts of injustice. And I'm yet to find out if it's an original quotation or cited from or extracted from some source. But the former talk show host, now Attorney General, Marlene Malahoo Fort, in wrapping her program Justice, she used to say, as you seek justice, do justice. Because we have a tendency, we want justice, and we are prepared to do anything to get our justice, even if it means doing an injustice to someone else or some other group. And here's a case in point. On the one hand, we had a situation where a couple of our girls went missing, were abducted. And there was this groundswell of support of our fellow citizens saying, hey, we not stop until we find the picnic them. And no matter the time of day, night or day. Now, that's the courage that the National Pledge speaks about. That the National Pledge reminds us to pledging the strength and vigor of the body, our bodies, my body as an individual, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. So what manifested itself in St. Thomas, especially within in and around Bath and surrounding areas, but that's the citizens of Jamaica saying, we are going to commit the strength and vigor of our collective body in the service of our fellow citizens. These children are our children. Let us find them. And apart from the uniformed Jamaicans, as in police, army, fire brigade, etc., the masses, everybody else said, look, we have to find our girls. Let's bring home our girls. And they went out, and those who could posted online the pictures and the information from early out. And we were able to bring home our girls. So that was the strength and vigor of the body in service to our fellow citizens. But the next line, I promise to stand up for justice. So we salute and we celebrate the commitment of the people of St. Thomas in bringing home our girls. But then we got news today. That a man who people suspected was the abductor of the two girls in the parish. You see why this thing called jungle justice is a dangerous thing? You see why it is a dangerous thing? So we are seeking justice, having brought home our girls and demonstrated, as our national pledge says, pledging our strength, the strength and vigor of our body in the service of our fellow citizens. And the next line now that says, I promise to stand up for justice. And having done justice by going out there and playing our part in generating that groundswell and bringing home our girls, on the one hand, that's justice. But then on the other hand, we do an injustice by employing mob justice. And apparently, based on information we have up to now, we killed an innocent citizen while trying to exact jungle justice on the Jamaican citizen who was involved, who it's alleged was involved, and the police have been putting the name and the pictures out there. So we obviously have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they do. And the people of the communities themselves, they have been talking as well, they know. But we can't go about it that way. So we go ahead now thinking that this is the man, I him this, and who start doing what and what. Only to find out it's not the individual who is alleged to have abducted these two girls. No, that is not justice. That is not justice. So we're doing a disservice to our national pledge, that pledge where we promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood. And that again is the idea of togetherness, of camaraderie, brotherhood, and importantly, peace. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Because if we're constantly at war, we're going to be unproductive. And the wheels of production will grind to a halt. We must have a peaceful environment, a peaceful society, a society where there is fellowship, brotherly love and sisterly love, brotherhood and peace. So I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood and peace, to work diligently and creatively, because we're contributing to the bigger picture. So we are going to be diligent and we're going to be creative. To think generously. Now, this is key, because this must be the only country in the world that has coined a phrase that speaks to someone's character in a way that we haven't heard anywhere else in the world. Bad mind. Bad mind. That's a Jamaican coinage, isn't it? Bad mind. So the national pledge is pretty much telling us, don't bother with the bad mind. Think generously. That should be the mentality. Generous thinking, not bad-minded thinking. Right? Think generously. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. The Caribbean Maritime University, an ISO certified institution, offers Bachelor of Science degrees in cruise shipping, logistics, engineering, marine tourism, port management, security administration, and management, among others. For further information, contact them 876-924-8150 or 924-8175 or email info@cmu.edu.jm.
Let's face it, these haven't been the best of times, but they aren't the worst of times either. At COK, we recognize that some of our members are finding it challenging navigating the new normal. But that's why we have initiated the COK Debt Amnesty. If you're having difficulties repaying your loans, come in, talk with us. Get a waiver of up to 100% of the penalties due. Call 764-1509 or email amnesty@cokcu.com. Conditions apply.
Introducing the Gleaner North American Branded Content Edition, a monthly online publication with news, deals, lifestyle tips, and so much more from Jamaica, the USA, and Canada. Visit go-jamaica.com/NA Gleaner Branded Edition or the jamaica-gleaner.com website to see the most current copy. Be in the know right from your home. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the added danger of variants, has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID-19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID-19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID-19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID-19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up, no. We put up a fight, we got to be ready. Cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you worry.
It's shining on that
in the middle of National Heritage Week 2021, we're taking a deeper look at our national pledge. And as we said, going to the break, to think generously and honestly. So before that, to work diligently and creatively. So for example, the national anthem itself is a reflection of that creativity, of that brotherhood, working together. When those who were responsible for the national anthem, the late Reverend and Honorable Hugh Sherlock, the late Honorable Robert Lightburn OJ, the late Mapletoft Poole, and Mrs. Poole, now Mrs. Raymond Lindo. So they got together and they creatively put together the national anthem, and that's the idea. Work diligently and creatively. And as we said, going to the break, to think generously. Again, leave out, as we say in Jamaica, the bad mind thing, the bad-minded thinking. What we call in Jamaica, bad mind. Leave that out. Let us think generously. That's the opposite of being bad-minded. Think generously. Think generously. And honestly. Honestly. You would have, maybe you saw, not sure if you saw the story on, which station was it now? Maybe on TVJ perhaps? Or was it, yeah, maybe TVJ, primetime news, of the young man who found an envelope in courts at was it St. Mary? Clarence, I don't remember the parish right now. And he never stopped until he found a way to connect to the owner of that envelope, which had $8,000 actually, $8,000. And I think he made a call and spoke with the person, and she said, well, he said he didn't have any, because he didn't have any money to be able to take it to her. So she suggested to him that that he should take $1,000 out of the $8,000 for transportation to come in, and he responded by saying, well, it's about just about 500 from where he lives to get to her, and so on. And there's a friendship right away, and both families are, I think one is now looking to help the other, because the young man, who was quite a gentleman, I don't use that word loosely, gentleman. The word gentle there means cultured. So if you refer to someone as a gentleman, that person is that man is a cultured individual. Right. So that gentleman, that honest Jamaican, and his family members are now benefiting from some support by virtue of that good deed that was done. That is the idea. And we must not be shy in rewarding honesty. We must not be shy in rewarding honesty. Our children must know, must see, must feel when something good, something right, something appropriate has been done, so that they can fashion their lives accordingly. So let's continue to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica, because again, this is our pledge to Jamaica, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty. We like to talk about Jamaicans being a God-fearing people, and this, and some of us sadly have corrupted that godliness that we as Jamaicans over the years have exhibited. that some people know, which is why we have to watch our thinking, because some people now have uh, developed warped thinking, which scars not just the individual who has that kind of thinking, but those who are harmed by that kind of mindset. So think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty. Increase in beauty. Fellowship, again, that is camaraderie, how we relate to each other, how we engage each other. Fellowship, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty in more ways than one. Yes, it's the beautiful flowers, the flora and the fauna, and the people. We're a beautiful people, no question about that. But even more beautiful must be our actions, our tendencies, our behavior. Now that, if we are able to transform that into a thing of beauty, our behavior, then goodness, the beauty of Jamaica would blind all of us and everybody else. So increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. We're still working on that. We've been working on that for a very long time in trying to become a prosperous nation economically. And we're still a work in progress in that regard, right? So increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part, referring to Jamaica here now, in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. So it's a recognition that, yes, this is an island called Jamaica, but we know that no man is an island. So apart from playing our part in advancing the welfare of Jamaicans right here at home, we extend that to the rest of the world. And that's why we have Jamaicans all over the world, some far-flung places. There's a black Jamaican jurist in Iceland. She's the only one in Iceland. And we could go on. There are some Jamaicans who are very well placed doing, I think, is it a vice president in one of our Latin American countries in the region? She has Jamaican heritage as well, etc., etc., etc. So we recognize as Jamaicans that we're not only helping Jamaica to play her part, and by playing our part, not only in advancing the welfare of Jamaica and Jamaicans, but indeed the whole human race. And there is something about a Jamaican. People warm to us. People love to have Jamaicans around. For the most part, generally speaking, anecdotally speaking. That has been our experience traveling to the few places we have traveled to over the years. So what we're saying, Jamaican, let us return to ourselves. I'm taking that line from Enigma. Return to innocence. Let us return to ourselves, Jamaicans. We know the kind of people we are. We know the kind of people we can be. We know the kind of people we can become. Let us just do what we need to do and be true to our national pledge, and by extension, our people and our country. How about that? Yes, we felt that, and we thought we'd just lay it on, just roll it out as we did. Now, let us remind our listeners and viewers all over the world of some of the other observances. Just a couple more for today. So we're in the middle of Heritage Week, as we have said. It's Belgrade Day in Serbia, Kenyatta Day in Kenya, Revolution Day in Guatemala, and Baha'is around the world are celebrating the birth of Baba. Hoy es miércoles el 20 el 20 de octubre 2021. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskell from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskell on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
C'est mercredi le 20 octobre 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 20th of October, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never, ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
My
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We thank you if you have dialed one of two designated numbers to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. And those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 0330 606 0953. That's 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, don't worry about it. There's always YouTube. All you need is a smartphone or a not-so-smartphone, a tablet computer, laptop, desktop, otherwise known as a PC, personal computer, and internet connection, and then open a browser like Bing, Google Chrome, Safari, any one of those, and type YouTube. By the time you start typing, the system will automatically fill out the slot, and you'll see youtube.com. That's the website. If you're doing that now, you should see this video trending. If you're not seeing the video trending, then in the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, on YouTube and Facebook. What's on your mind this afternoon? Let's hear from you. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. You can call us via WhatsApp, and indeed you can call the same WhatsApp line directly. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. We're all over social media. Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, all over, just to ensure we are connecting with you on your various platforms, wherever you are. So feel free to call in. We're ready for you. Let's look at some of your comments so far. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, good afternoon. Calvin Roberts in North York, Ontario, Canada. Always good to have you on board. Beverline in Toronto, Canada, good afternoon. Diana Watkis Forrester, good afternoon, she says. Sir Malcolm and listening audience, listening from Brooklyn, New York City. Welcome from Brooklyn, New York City. Such great memories of the island. I love listening to the pledge, says Diana Watkis Forrester. Hello to author par excellence, educator extraordinaire, Canute Lawrence. He says, good afternoon, Dervan Malcolm. Currently, Spanish Town is experiencing heavy showers and accompanied by frequent flashes of lightning and ear-splitting thunder. Oh, you're quite the writer, aren't you, Canute Lawrence? That was quite palpable. We felt it. Goodness. Thank you very much for that most succinct and very palpable weather report coming out of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Thank you, Canute Lawrence. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Hope all is going well with everyone. despite the challenges we face each day. That is always the hope, Velta Wilson. Shines for Life says blessings at Uncle D and all viewers and listening audience. Thank you, Shines for Life. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Rain, rain. Stay dry, Miss Cherry. Mikey Jarrett says, good afternoon, blessings, Dervan Malcolm from Brooklyn, New York. Blessed love, my brother. To you too, Mikey Jarrett. Canute Lawrence says, I'm not sure if the national pledge is taught to students at all levels. Some may be able to recite it, but are students guided in critical consciousness where the pledge and national anthem are concerned? Pertinent questions, Canute Lawrence. Thank you very much. And, which we felt drawn to doing what we did this afternoon by going through the words of the national pledge. Because you're right, sometimes invariably we just recite without giving meaning by virtue of how we comport ourselves, giving meaning and bringing to life the words of a national pledge or a national anthem. Sham White, good afternoon to you too. Jeannie Chambers, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada says, good afternoon, Dervan and global listeners. So much on my mind. Let me put it together and get back to you. Oh, take it easy, Carol in Calgary. Faye Weller says, good evening, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Let us keep a watch over our children and keep on trusting in God. Thank you for your message, Faye Weller. Carla Brown says, a pleasant afternoon, Dervan, and to all your listeners who are tuned in at this time. It's also raining here too, Cherry Henry, and we also had very heavy torrential downpour yesterday also. Stay warm and dry and safe, Carla Brown. Inez Iona Campbell in Bridgeport, Connecticut is greeting everybody as usual. Velta Wilson says the deceivers are being exposed. God is not mocked. There are still genuine praying people in Jamaica, land we love. Thank you, Velta Wilson, for your message. Jacqueline Simmons, good afternoon to you too. Donovan Campbell on YouTube says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Thanks for the weather update. He also says it's cloudy right now as you speak. Carol is admiring the Power 106 RGR Gleaner Group branded shirt I am wearing. Thank you very much, Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Winston, otherwise known as Errol. Errol in Maryland says, good afternoon, Sir D from the cool DMV. Looking forward to December. Well, looking forward to welcoming you home, Errol in Maryland. Thank you very much for your message on YouTube. And I know we missed a lot of messages yesterday, listeners. Thank you for your understanding. A whole lot of messages. Let's see. Let's see. It's a long list of messages. We'll just try our best to go through as many of them as possible. Let's start with this one. Is this one? No. We got some photos as well of events. Let's go with this one. This is Lorna. Lorna says, hi, Uncle Dervan. What is going on in our beautiful country? Church people killing each other. They should pull down that church. May God help us. And that's the incident on Sunday in Montego Bay, or properly said, in the parish of St. James. So that's Lorna's message. Mrs. Budai in St. Thomas says, amen to your opening statement when you started the program. Blessings to you and listeners of Power 106. Power 106 seems to enjoy very good listenership in St. Thomas. I don't think it has always been the case because of transmission issues, but we seem to have a fair bit of listenership in St. Thomas. Lloyd in Philadelphia yesterday was saying, greetings, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan, good afternoon to Jamaica, hello to Uncle Radcliffe Lewis. I love you, Uncle Radcliffe Lewis. Mr. Dervan, I just got home from Iowa, now at home chilling out. Please say hello to Jacqueline Logan from the UK. And now she is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hi, Daddy Bigger Roy. And to Bobo in St. Mary, Highgate. It's always love, Mr. Dervan. And please stay and keep safe for us all. Peace and love to the world firmly and to the Middle East, or the world family to the Middle East. Got you. All the best, Lloyd in Philadelphia. Another message that came in yesterday. Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. I lived in Portland, and the news about the girls, well, I think you mean you live. You're still living there, right? I live in Portland, and the news about the girls who had been abducted. I'm so terrified because I have two girls also. I'm even scared for them to go out and play outside the yard because of what is happening around us. I hope the police catch the person who is involved or who was involved in the act. And thank God the girls have been found. I always enjoy listening to your program. And this is coming from Miss K in Balcarres, Portland. Welcome, Miss K in Balcarres. Let's just make sure we have you in the system here so we can recognize your messages when next you text us or WhatsApp us. Thank you very much, Miss K in Balcarres. Cuban in Georgia. Yesterday he was wishing Davin and Richie Flowers, Davin Thomas and Richie Flowers, happy birthday. And he had all kinds of emojis, yeah. And yeah. And a big turkey as well. Right. It's a little early for Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Cuban in Georgia. I'm sure Davin and Richie appreciate your greetings. Going down the line quickly to the other. Oops, look at the time. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:16.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic with the added danger of variants has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID-19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID-19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID-19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID-19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you worry.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, we'll continue our focus on the basics of breast cancer and discuss cervical cancer, along with the effects that proper nutrition has on cancer. Also tune in for an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she explores the relationship between prayer and health. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, let's save water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2 Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, October 20 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Bright is shining on the temple, soon as earth and mine. And let my heart be silent as long as it shall live. My strength light.
Now, the last time we asked the question, we got a couple of voice notes from a listener who said she was aware of the company. There's a Jamaican who is in distress. She lived and worked in the Cayman Islands and decided to come back home to Jamaica. And she made arrangements for all her items to be shipped to Jamaica through a shipping company. She says she has subsequently been told that, I don't know, I think she says customs holding on to the container or something to that effect. That's what she has been saying. Now, we've been trying to get in touch with the company she did business with. She has sent us a picture of her receipt, and the company is Reliable Shipping. The address here is in the Cayman Islands and the number in the Cayman Islands. But according to her, they have a branch in Mandeville. Or I'm not sure if the thinking is because she is in Mandeville and she wanted her items to be shipped to her, why she is possibly thinking that I don't know. It just, the bottom line is she doesn't have anything. Not all her clothes and furniture and whatever else she was bringing in from the Cayman Islands. All of those are in the container, and she says she hasn't been able to get in touch with the shipping company at all, which seems odd from the standpoint, and we're not doubting her, but from the standpoint of a company that has, hold on, let's try something here. This company, which has, well, prominently displayed on this receipt, its numbers. So let's see if this shipping company is still functional. Let us see. So we're trying the number.
You have reached the voicemail box of 34532388458. You can leave a message after the tone.
We're not going to leave a message. What we're going to do is try the other number that is here. So that's 1-345-323. No. 326 8323. Let's see what happens.
You have reached
Yeah.
the voicemail box of
These numbers aren't working. Can't be working.
3453268.
All right, we're seeing a couple of other
You
numbers,
can leave a message.
and these seem to go to, oh no, these are the numbers for the person who is messaging us, who has been messaging us, seeking help to get her container. But the problem is, apart from that caller who called to say she knows about a company called Reliable Shipping, Nobody else has come forward to say anything. And we have announced it a few times on this program. Does anybody know of a company called Reliable Shipping? If you have any contact number or contact information for a company called Reliable Shipping, please let us know. In fact, we have listeners in the Cayman Islands, and we also have, well, one of those listeners has been spending some time in Jamaica right now, and he knows who to call to find out what. Let's see if we can get in touch with Quincy Brown, if he can tell us whether Reliable Shipping is a brand he's familiar with, because they have as their address the Cayman Islands, or to be more precise, Georgetown in Grand Cayman. But nobody else has been able to say that, yes, they know of Reliable Shipping Company. So we're not sure, we're really not sure where this is going to go. And she has sent us a couple of voice notes. I thought she had sent a message. Let's see.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. Good evening, sir.
Yes. All right, you want to just
uh-huh. Things with Reliable Shipping Company.
And can you turn off that radio, please? Turn off your radio. 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 She's not listening. Turn off your radio.
How can I do to get my things?
Oh boy. All right, never mind.
Mr. Malcolm.
Let's see what this one is saying. Let's see what this voice note is saying.
Let's see what happens.
All right, I tell you what. Can you let's call her so that she can remind us of the story, because it just is. This has been going on for a long time now. So let us remind ourselves of the information. Well, we're not getting her now, but this there's a lot of money to be made in this world, you know. Why do I say that in a situation like this? There's a lot of money to be made in this world. There are people who need certain services, but they don't need those services from a group of people my late mother used to call shufflers. My mother was the first one I heard with that term, shuffler, when she spoke of someone being a shuffler. In other words, that person is shifty. That person is shady. And worse yet, when she uses the term bandulo. Bandulo. So there are a lot of those out there. There are a lot of those out there. But the world is crying out. The world is crying out for more reliable service providers. Really, people who are honest, people who are truthful, people who are respectful, people who are serious about serving people. Takes us back to the National Pledge, which we were going through this afternoon. Service to our fellow citizens. We have to do better than this. Because she seems at sea. She has numbers, but the numbers are not leading her anywhere. And there's one individual who messaged us from Mandeville who claimed to have heard, well, claimed to have shipped, has gone as far as to ship with this particular enterprise, but we can't find any information on them anywhere apart from that one that one individual who sent us those voice voice messages. And so we have to wonder, what is this? We have indeed recommended that she speaks with the police. We told her that a long time ago. Talk to the police, tell the police what the situation is, and let them give you a sense of direction as to how to go about this. Because it's so sad that there are those of us who are prepared to take the rest of us for a ride. This is crazy. I mean, you pack up all your things from the Cayman Islands to ship to Jamaica. Have you seen the container? Do you know where the container is? No, because she's busy trying to find whoever is connected to this company, which goes by the name Reliable Shipping. We need help. If there's anybody who knows of this company or the individuals involved, because this is serious now. This is serious. Very serious.
I pledge my heart forever to serve with
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. And when it comes to keeping you connected to them, Grace Kennedy Money Services Western Union makes it safer and easier. Now friends and family overseas can use the Western Union app or westernunion.com to send money directly to your bank account without leaving home. Receive a Western Union money transfer directly into your bank account with a direct-to-bank service. Register online at gkmsonline.com and share your banking details with your sender so you don't have to leave home to collect.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, we'll continue our focus on the basics of breast cancer and discuss cervical cancer, along with the effects that proper nutrition has on cancer. Also tune in for an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she explores the relationship between prayer and health. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, October 20 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
I pledge my heart forever to serve with humble pride. Wish I live on that ever so
we just enlisted the support of a journalist from the Cayman Islands to check on his end well, first of all, he says he doesn't know of such a shipping company. He was able to tell me other shipping companies he's aware of operating in the Cayman Islands, but he wasn't able to say, well, he just said he didn't know of this reliable shipping. And mind you, the invoice itself is rather shoddy. It looks rather ordinary, slipshod, chaka, quite frankly. It just makes you wonder, what is this all about? But clearly this customer will perhaps need to be able to identify the individual or individuals with whom she did business. Would you be able, if you saw a picture of the person, to be able to say that's the person? Because from all indications, we're not getting anywhere with whether this company exists. Really not getting anywhere. We have numbers, but the numbers don't seem to work. And the only other numbers on this invoice are Jamaican numbers for the individual who is having, the Jamaican who is having the problem. So this is why I said earlier on, there's a lot of money to be made in this country and in this world. There are people who desire honest, trustworthy, efficient, caring, kind, generous people. And apparently I don't know. How do you have somebody's things that they ship from when just languishing and there's no communication? It's like all the lines of communication have been cut. Someone has sent us, Chuck Ray, don't know where Chuck Ray got this number, but he has sent us a number. Let's see.
I'm sorry, but the person you have called is unavailable.
Same story. And she says she has been calling the numbers. According to her, she says the person blocked her number, seemed to have blocked, or the entity. See, so I did ask her to send us the numbers. But I haven't seen that on WhatsApp. She has sent us multiple voice notes. But I'm trying to get a number. If she had a direct number for the individual as opposed to the office numbers. But she's going to have to help us in that regard so that we can try to help her. But without, you can't get too far without information or enough information to run on. It needs a little more meat on the bone. But as it is now, this is not working out. Our best bet at this stage is to say to you, the lady who is having this problem, go to the police and tell them as much as you can with respect to whoever you contracted to deliver, to ship your items from Cayman. And that would have implications for Cayman as well. Who can you call in the Cayman Islands to go by the place physically, wherever you went? Or did they send a truck? Did they send a truck to your house or dwelling in the Cayman Islands and then took it to the point of shipping? I'm just wondering. So there's a message. Someone says, tell Dervan I called and the phone goes to voicemail. They are listed on Craigslist of Cayman Islands and no website. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. We're trying to find out if such a company actually exists, or did they go out of business? Because that is possible at a time when the cost of shipping a container is about 12 times what it used to be. That's enough to drive a small company out of business. But we just need to know, and this concerned Jamaica needs to know. So let's see. That's all we have to run on right now. So it's really up to the caller, the listener, the concerned Jamaican, to bring forth, and she might very well have to call the police or to go to the police to report the matter. Right? Let's go to another message. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Wednesday to you and your listeners. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. The people who mob and kill that man in St. Thomas this morning, tell me, how are these people different from the man accused of taking away the girls? Well, that's the point I was making earlier on. When you seek justice, for heaven's sake, do justice. Do justice. Look at this tragedy now that has been created. And those who were accusing and threatening what they would do to the individual alleged to have abducted those girls. And look at what has been done now. Who are the people of St. Thomas who were involved? I don't know how we're such a contradictory people. We can be the best in the world, but we can also be the worst. We can be on our best behavior. We can do all the right things, as we did searching to find these little girls. But on the other hand, we can also be vicious and violent and thoughtless. I mean, whether or not this was the actual individual, it is not for you to administer mob justice. And the police had been talking about this as well, to say to people, please, and the family members of this individual had been appealing as well, please have mercy. Mind you, for what it's worth, it's not the individual, it's not who they thought. Now, can you imagine that? So you go on and you could kill as a mob of people, having as a team of people been quite helpful in bringing home these two girls. That team of people then transformed into a mob, a violent mob, killing, based on the information we have up to now, an innocent individual. What is that? What is that? Hi. Thank you for your message. Did we finish reading the message from Clarkey? Bless in Hunstone. Yes. He says, we should not take the law in our own hands. Clarkey Bless, Hunstone, St. Mary. Thank you, Clarkey Bless. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your legal corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Sammy Joe says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Just finished work. Stay safe, Dervan. Coming from Manchester, UK. All the best. All the best to you too, Sammy Joe in Manchester in England. Thank you very much. And can we just use the opportunity to say to Jamaicans, there is a reputable organization. They're not a shipping company. This is a company involving reputable Jamaicans who have had the endorsement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and so many other entities, public and private sector entities. The entity is called Integrated Diaspora Services. Integrated Diaspora Services. So like the caller who apparently is having serious issues getting her container, there are many other people experiencing the same issues. And it's out of that kind of frustration that this company came about. They also advertise here on Power 106 FM, in particular on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, Integrated Diaspora Services. What they do is to connect Jamaicans with the bona fide established entities that can help them, or better yet, they take on they do the legwork. So you are in the US, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, wherever you are. Documents need to be processed. Some action needs to be taken here with respect to a property, with respect to shipping items from Jamaica to the diaspora, or the diaspora to Jamaica, the whole works. So they will take care of those needs. And so that's an entity that they created a business, having heard the complaints and read the complaints and seen the complaints and experienced the complaints of people getting poor customer service from these different entities. The founders of Integrated Diaspora Services decided that they're going to start a company that can take all that hassle out of the affairs of members of the diaspora. And it's been working well so far. So far, so good. So that's what I mean when I say there's a lot of money to be made. People want certain services. People need certain services. And if we are men and women of integrity, let us position ourselves to start a service that is able to meet the needs of people like this listener in Mandeville, Manchester. Haven't seen any further messages from her, but so it is. Cuban in Georgia says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I also found a number for the shipping place in Grand Cayman. Do you know the name of the place, Cuban in Georgia? Is it the same name that we've been sharing? The name that is on this handwritten invoice? Is that the name? Reliable Shipping? That's the name. Reliable Shipping. RELIABLE. Reliable Shipping. That's the name. Cuban in Georgia. Is that the name that you checked? Check that, please. GMAC says, "Hi, Dervan. I hope all is well with you. I don't believe we should dwell in the past too much, but it's a good exercise to reflect on what we did wrong to avoid those mistakes." In a recent call from Jamintel, he accused Michael Manley of being a communist. Subsequently, several called later, including Miss Olive, stated Manley wasn't a communist, and some even went on to say he was the best thing since sliced bread. My humble opinion, some of Manley's policies during the 1970s were disastrous, some of which we are experiencing today. We missed out on the opportunity during the period of global development. In the 1960s, Jamaica benefited from bauxite, tourism, agriculture, and building of infrastructure. Manley's policies were a departure from industrialization and continued economic development. This misadventure diverted us from the path of economic growth, selling the country false hope and unrealistic dreams for which the country is paying today. We flirted with ideologies which don't redound to our benefit. One of Manley's famous statements was, "For anyone who wants to be a millionaire, we have 5 flights a day to Miami." This caused massive migration of the moneyed class. This resulted in many businesses closed. Manley himself admitted that he erred in his approach to promote a sense of socio-economic independence. In the 1970s, diplomatic ties with Cuba were strengthened and diplomatic ties with the Soviet Union were established. This was in the midst of the Cold War between the United States of America and the Soviet Union. I believe if Manley had won the 1980 election, Jamaica would have been a communist country. Well, that is pure speculation. But we thank you for your message, GMAC, as to what we could have been, etc. We can always look back. We can look back in some instances with pride, and in other instances we look back with shame. And it's the same thing today. Same thing in so-called modern Jamaica. We still look back in the recent past, and even if we go beyond that, with regret and with a sense of shame in some respects, but we can also look back with pride. It has always been a mixed bag for us, and which country in the world hasn't had a mixed bag and leaders with dreams? There's nothing wrong with seeking buy-in into a national dream. For example, in America, they talk about the American dream. So what about the Jamaican dream? There's nothing wrong with that. It's a recognition that we are good enough to be in a better place, not necessarily a physical state, but uh, uh, it's a culture more than anything else. A culture is a way of life. So that dream, that Jamaican dream, I guess the Planning Institute of Jamaica would tell us it's to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. So the struggle continues, and let's do the best we can while we can, until we can't. So here's some quick work from our journalist from the Cayman Islands, and he's fine with us calling his name anyway, Quincy Brown. He says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Here's a list of registered Cayman Islands shipping companies." And he has listed them: Seaboard Marine, Hydes Shipping, Miracle Brokers, and Thompson Shipping. Then he goes on to say, Reliable Industries supplies cleaning products on the island of Grand Cayman. Is capital NOT not a shipping company? So the only reliable is Reliable Industries supplies cleaning products on the island of Grand Cayman. That's not a shipping company. And he's still sending us more information. Thank you, Quincy Brown. Thank you very much for that bit of detective work for us. I'm seeing a story which I need to check. Just a moment there. Let's see if we can do a quick check on this to see if this is in fact so. Yes, the Gleaner is reporting. This is a developing story. The Gleaner is reporting. This is the online Gleaner. 5 employees of pharmaceutical company Carimed and 4 workers of investment firm AIC Jamaica have gone to court seeking an injunction against the enforcement of their company's COVID vaccine policies. The Carimed workers, including a pregnant woman, claim that the entity's COVID policy breaches their constitutional rights, while the AIC Jamaica employees allege contract violations. And we see more details soon. So that's a developing story coming to us from the Gleaner. Carimed, AIC workers seek court injunction blocking COVID vaccine policy. And AIC Jamaica, I believe that would be NCB, and Carimed. Right. So this matter is to be tested in the court now. And whatever the court rules is likely to become precedents. So we will see. Speaking of precedents, coming to the phone lines, bear with us quickly. Parliament in Barbados elects first ever president. Governor General Dame Sandra Mason has been elected as Barbados's first president. Mason secured the support of all members of the House of Assembly and all but one senator during a joint sitting of the legislature chambers on Wednesday. Opposition Senator Caswell Franklin walked out of the sitting after objecting to Mason's nomination as Barbados' first president on Independence Day, November 30. Barbados is moving to end its political relationship with Britain and adopt a Republican status. Speaker of the House, Arthur Holder, said that following the secret balloting, the threshold of 2/3 support required by the Constitution had been met. Prime Minister Mia Mottley and opposition leader Bishop Joseph Atherley had jointly nominated Mason, and the 27 members of Parliament in attendance voted in agreement. And well done to her. Barbados' first president. Right. So Barbados just changed their system just like that. We have been trying to change, or have we really been trying? We have been promising to change our system forever, and we're still here. If you were to go back to the inauguration speeches, in America they say inaugural, the inauguration speeches of our prime ministers within the last 15, 20 years, you would hear them saying that they are going to do away with the Queen as our head of state, and time come, and it's about time, and all of these things. But Mia Motley, you see how the women are, oh gosh, no, I'm just saying the women are doing some things, you know. You see Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand, Mia Motley in Barbados, etc. One moment, please.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Under the law. Know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. Under the law.
Brought to you today by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Whether you're a small farmer, street vendor, big investor, every entrepreneur got to wise up about your money. You have to make sure say your money secure. When you need to grow, you have access to more.
Financial inclusion means that individuals and businesses have access to useful and affordable financial products and services that meet their needs.
Access to more money, more credit, whatever your business needs. When you work hard for your money must work for you.
Welcome to Jamaica, boss. Hope you had a good trip.
A lot of paperwork and questions when I landed because of this COVID thing, but I'm good to go.
So where you say you're going now?
White Horses in St. Thomas.
Long ride.
But I need some JA dollars, so I want to make a short stop in Harborview to change some US in the license cambio in the shopping center.
You don't have to go there, so boss. I have a friend in Yellows who will give you a better rate than the cambio. In fact, as far as I am concerned, it's a cambio him operate, but he doesn't do it on the quiet. Because you know how them love fight down people who are hustle to try eat a food.
You know that you can't trust anyone who is not licensed. What kind of bandulu business you want me to get involved in? Next thing I get charged for dealing with an illegal operation. That is not even a cambio. I only deal with cambios that have been licensed by the Bank of Jamaica to buy and sell foreign currency. As a matter of fact, I have to see the BOJ certificate of approval on the wall before I do my business. Got that?
How you going so bossy?
I would rather be safe than sorry. I only deal with cambios licensed by BOJ.
Well said, sir. An entity must receive a license from the Bank of Jamaica to operate a cambio, and it must receive special approval for each premises on which it operates. Furthermore, the business must display conspicuously at the cambio location at all times when business is being conducted there the original of a certificate of approval for the operation of a cambio, which shall be issued to them by the Bank of Jamaica on the granting or renewal of approval and on payment of the prescribed fee. That's how it is under the law.
Brought to you today by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Join us Wednesdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM for Under the Law.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your legal corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday, right here on Power 106 FM.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic with the added danger of variants has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID-19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID-19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others, and on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID-19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line 19 is in sight, and with true Jamaican determination, all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power.
So we ain't giving up now. We got to be ready, cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you
I pledge my life forever to stand with humble pride. Nation in home and ever, so long as earth and mine. I pledge my heart with silence as God and patiently. My work, my strength, my love, and my loyalty to give. Oh, green, I love the Indies, Jamaica strong and free. Oh, rose and loyal.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:07. Quel est-il en français? Les 4:07. Ciencia, TDN le, TDN Ling Si Fen. 7 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Ambassador Malcolm. This is Claudette in Detroit.
Hi, Claudette. Fine, thanks. Would love to hear you, but great to hear you too, but the line is bad.
Really?
Yes. So apart from there being overmodulation at your end, because I'm hearing that, there is there is a sort of a humming, buzzing sound in the line.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Well, let me call on the WhatsApp line and leave you a message. But I did call the cop shop in Grand Cayman, and they want some details. The lady there is willing to go look them up.
Yes.
And
well, I tell you what, send us the message. Send us a message, and we'll respond to you with the lady's information. We're going to send to you the invoice, And if we have to send all these voice notes to you, we'll send those as well.
Not a problem, but they do need information from her to go look.
Oh, you're sounding a
Okay?
little better now. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I called Grand Cayman's Central Police Station, and while it is out of their jurisdiction, they're happy to take her name. They need the name of the person that she was dealing with that sent the items.
Yes.
They need a list of her items, and they need the date it was sent. And they will literally go down there and look to see if this company exists. But I have to tell you, they are listed. The police found them listed at 36 Windsor Park Road, Grand Cayman, in Georgetown.
But are they able? I'm just wondering if they're able to say whether it's still functional, it's still operational, whether the company.
They would have to literally drive down there with her name, because they would literally, try to make contact and say, this lady in Jamaica has some items that she shipped with you on such and such a date. These are the items. Are you still in business?
All right. Well, I just sent you her contact. Sorry, go ahead.
It has to proceed in that manner. But I, as a woman, a great deal about me, have been without much for almost the best part of a decade, struggling on my own, starting up my own business. For someone to just leave a woman high and dry in her homeland after she has served another country, somebody have to do better. And thank you. We have a woman that is willing to go and look and dispatch a car and go look for herself at the police station. So we have that much going. But, realistically, like you said, you have to go to the police.
Yep. Yes, indeed. But thank you for your work. I just sent you her contact information. So the name of the person and her number. What I'm also going to forward to you is the invoice which she sent to us to say this is her evidence. This is right. So I just sent that to you as well. So you will have her contact details and the invoice. And please keep in touch and let us know what else you're able to find out.
Not a problem. God bless you.
Bless you too.
I remain inspired by you every time I listen to you. You're timeless, you're ageless, and your humility is just so infectious. Thank you.
And your generosity knows no bounds. Thank you. I'm humbled by your comments, your warm sentiments. Thank you very much, Claudette Delahaye. All the best. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you read a letter here from a G-Mac.
Yes.
That I said that Michael Manley was a communist. Well, I happen to be a Mac, but hail Mac. But you should have told him that I returned the following day and...
I forgot about that follow-up call.
What I said.
Yes, remind us, please.
Because it went is a lot of what I was saying in terms of if you want to be millionaire, five daily for Miami.
Yeah.
And that I had said Jamaica was not a communist country in the 70s. But would have headed in that direction if people were spouting certain doctrine had their way. And I spent half an hour at the end of your program telling you a lot about what took place in Jamaica. You even asked me where I got some of the information from. And
well, any information on Jamaica is available in the National Library, the National Archives, available through the Parliament, etc. We're not short on information. Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ.
Yeah, and there is also the Gleaner Archives.
Oh yes, that's always a good place.
I know that Power 106 is connected to the Gleaner, your company there. And if you check the Gleaner archives, you will see where Michael Manley did lead a demonstration at the Gleaner company.
No, that is a fact. That's very well known. Yes.
And deem them the harlot of North Street. So those people who do not like to hear certain things that are not suitable to them, they're going tired to hear it because it is part of our history. And in order to chart our future, we have to know our history that we don't tread that path again.
Yeah.
And the younger generation will be knowledgeable where our history is concerned. The next thing, it looks like we get a 9999.
What are you talking about?
You know, you're about the 666. But they look like the beast gone the other and the 6 into a 9. With that church down in Montego Bay named what? Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, where they had members who would have been sacrificed like sacrificial lamb with a lot of animals on the compound.
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, we'll continue our focus on the basics of breast cancer and discuss cervical cancer, along with the effects that proper nutrition has on cancer. Also tune in for an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she explores the relationship between prayer and health. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, October 20 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Ahora es en español, son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. Ciencia, TDN le, CDN, Shi Liao Fen. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's go back to the phone lines. Yes, thanks for holding. Hello?
About the ark and the animals and those that would have been sacrificed. When we look at it down in Guyana sometime back with Jim Jones, you had some of them believing in to such an extent that they took cyanide. But this one under Mr. Smith, it looked like he ambushed them. And that some of them never know that they would be sacrificed, that they had to flee eventually and eventually escape the judgment. But why I refer to the 9999, you know that the anti-vaccine crew tell the people that it's the mark of the beast with the 6666. But on the page 4 of today's Observer, I see in the article pertaining to what transpired at that church that yesterday it emerged at Sunday night's ritual had its foundation in Smith's anti-vaccine crusade. That means that church is out here encouraging the argument that the people must not take vaccine. So the people will see exactly where the beast lie, right within the church. And some time ago, a couple of weeks back, a top church leader in Jamaica said, I cannot find the right words to describe some of the pastors in Jamaica. Because some of the pastors, what they are doing, it shows that it's really the devil at work. So people must be careful in terms of those that they put their trust and confidence in. And check the background of many of these people that go around, claiming that they are pastors, because many of them are wolf in sheep clothing and the devil himself. What do you say pertaining to that?
The universe is unfolding as it should.
Unfolding as it should.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am glad that they never get to sacrifice the 144, you know. But over in St. Thomas, that madman that is running rampage and seizing young girls, which resulted in they killing somebody by misidentification today. I am even wondering if that man have agenda and couldn't have access to some of these church, that he more access to some of the young girls and to use them as sacrifice also. So people must be on their guard with their children and look out for the beasts at work, because there are many beasts at work in Jamaica today.
We hear you loud and clear.
All right, you have a good day.
You too. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Lost that one. Let's move on. Thank you very much. Just seeing a story from, it came via Bloomberg Business Week. FDA clears Moderna, J&J, COVID boosters and vaccine mixing. So this just came in. The story is the U.S. Food and Drug Administration cleared a broad path for millions of Americans to receive COVID-19 vaccine booster shots as the nation looks to bolster its defenses and prevent another virus surge. The agency said in a statement today that the Moderna vaccine recipients over 65 and over 65 and older can receive a third shot, as can adults 18 and up at high risk of severe COVID or with frequent institutional or occupational exposure to the virus that causes the disease. So those who are likely to have to enter COVID-19 spaces day in, day out, it's recommended that these adults 18 and up who are at high risk of severe COVID or with frequent institutional or occupational exposure, meaning by virtue of their situation or their whether home or work situation, exposure to the virus that causes the disease. Additionally, all Johnson & Johnson recipients 18 and older are eligible for a booster shot at least 2 months after receiving their first dose. The agency also allowed each of the available COVID vaccines to be used as a booster dose for eligible individuals following completion of a primary vaccination. The moves will mean the U.S. has a bigger toolkit to try to limit a potential winter virus rebound. The summer's Delta variant fueled spike in infections helped increase urgency to make boosters available, and health officials across the U.S. are eager to forestall a rebound in cases that could cripple hospitals and disrupt work and school this winter. You can read more of that. That's Just Google FDA clears Moderna, comma, J&J, using the ampersand, COVID boosters and vaccine mixing. It's a story by Robert Langreth, Langreth. Just came in. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. It's Quincy Brown. Thank you for taking my call, sir.
Hi, Quincy Brown, journalist of international repute and actor, and shall we go on? So many other things.
No, that's fine. Listen,
Media practitioner. Yes.
Just like yourself. I follow you, and you are a leader. I follow you, sir.
You're very kind.
Listen, I'm so grateful for the showers we had here in St. Andrew about an hour ago. It's stopped raining now, but I'm just listening to you give the weather forecast. So we are in for some more showers. For sure those in the northern parishes, but isn't it about time? It's been so hot and humid lately.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to say, though, that when shipping, because there are times we have to move, whether it's parish to parish or whether it's country to country, I would suggest we select a reputable company that's been in existence for a long time and has a reputation of being on time and offering a proper service. I say that because we have a lot of people of all nationalities that will come up with some shady businesses. So we have to be careful. But can only hope that the situation at hand will work itself out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is the hope. And we got a call from Claudette Delahaye in Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
She said she placed a call as well to the police in Cayman, and although they said, well, it wasn't necessarily their jurisdiction with respect to but they would be prepared to check the information. So we shared the lady's information with Claudette Delahaye for her to pass it on to the police in the Cayman Islands. Someone online also shared a number with us, but we didn't get through at all. But someone said, let me see if I find her information here. She says, "Good day, Dervan. With regard to the reliable shipping company in Cayman, it's an individual, not a company."
And I'm not surprised, because I know a lot of times when you're having chartered aircraft flying to other countries at Christmas time, you'll have these individuals popping up. They're not companies, you know. There's a special charter to Nicaragua or a special charter to Costa Rica. And what happens is, instead of calling the airline, you call an individual. So that is, if what you've just read bears any truth, I wouldn't be surprised. And people hustle. People of all nationalities. People try to make an honest living, and sometimes they do so without even registering. Now, when I did my research, I did not see the name of that company. Now, that's not to say it's not a registered company. Maybe I didn't research deep enough. But as I said, I started by saying, when selecting a company, let's go for one that's been around a long time, one that you know, one that its reputation seeds its name. I think it's so very, very important, Dervan. And it's good that the police in Cayman would want to assist. After all, their motto is we serve, we listen, and we act. So it's only fitting that the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service would want to give assistance. I'm really hoping this plays out well. And of course, you followed the story of the mother, Sandy Hill from Cayman Mile Road, covered this story. The mother in Montego Bay who was trying to get her daughter. Well, the mother lives in the Cayman Islands, but the daughter was trying to come to Cayman, who she hadn't seen in 2 years because of the restrictions. And it was a big thing between Cayman Airways and Travel Cayman. Anyway, long story in short, the little girl did arrive safely to her mother in the Cayman Islands, the mother originating from Jamaica. But a lot of times, Dervan, it's lack of communication. It's simple as that, you know.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Of communication. I'm going to let you go out. I totally enjoyed National Heroes Day. It was a movement day, and I'm continuing to study revivalism. You did a wonderful broadcast on October 14th. I'm continuing to study all things Jamaican, and by extension, all things African. I'm Quincy Brown. Thanks for taking my call, Mr. Malcolm.
Thank you very much, Quincy Brown. All the very best. Always refreshing to hear from you.
Thank you, indeed.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We're coming up to the break in just a moment. Today being a Wednesday, we have our weekly feature, Diaspora Check-In, which is where we feature individuals, institutions, organizations, and their work on that in that segment. So stand by for that. I see Miss Needham calling us on the WhatsApp line, but we are pretty close to the break. So Miss Needham, if you want to speak with me off air, I can always take the call when we go to this commercial break coming up. If you wish to speak on air, then that won't happen until after the interviews that we have scheduled coming up. So let's get ready to take the break right here on your program, Both Sides of the Story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic with the added danger of variants has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID-19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID-19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID-19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID-19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight to be ready. Cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you worry.
It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
You know, look like she did love me to me. But me still, me say, she pushed me out, so do my best in there.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, we'll continue our focus on the basics of breast cancer and discuss cervical cancer, along with the effects that proper nutrition has on cancer. Also tune in for an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she explores the relationship between prayer and health. Powering Your 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National a partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited. Let's save water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2 Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, October 20 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story is brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
I pledge my heart forever to serve with humble pride. With shining hope and ever, so long as earth and mine. I pledge my heart with silence as God and faith shall live. My work, my strength, my love, and my loyalty to give. Oh, bring I love thee.
Et ahora es en espagnol, son las 5:25, quelle heure est-il en français, les 5:25. Sienzai, TDN le, o dien, cha ar, sure, o fen. 25 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. It's a Wednesday afternoon, just after 4:30. And that means time for Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union. And on this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In, we want to check in with members of the Calabar Old Boys Association of Atlanta, Georgia, and their upcoming fundraiser scheduled for Saturday, the 30th of October, 8 o'clock in the evening. And, well, if you want to hear more, stick around as we say good afternoon and welcome to Carlton Hopkins of the Calabar Old Boys Association Atlanta chapter. Good afternoon, Carlton Hopkins. How are you?
Hi, Dervan. Good afternoon. Pleasure to be with you.
Great. Thank you so much. What does your school mean to you? What does Calabar mean to you, Carlton Hopkins?
Well, let me say, first of all, the fundraiser is at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so it should be 7 Jamaica time.
Right. We're going to come to that later. Sure, no problem.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Calabar, I graduated from Calabar in 1965. So I'm an old school relic, if you will. Calabar has been a foundation in my life. Calabar has been a bedrock of education, secondary education, in Jamaica in general. The traditions of Calabar have been with me all of my adult life, and has helped to shape my outlook, my ambitions, my achievements, and it's just a very proud, honorable tradition that Calabar has created, and has created young men of substance,
Yes.
young men of service. And that is what the school means to me.
And clearly, you felt the urge to play your part in paying it forward, as some people say, or giving back. when it's put another way. Why? 'Cause surely the school has produced so many people all over the world, past students and all, but not all of them actually come back to say, "Hey, I to even say thanks, much less get involved in some kind of a
Service.
service." Yes.
Yes. Well, I think that is true of most institutions where there are graduates or there are alumni who have moved on their lives, and they haven't felt the need, they haven't felt the call. Calabar is a special place, and most Calabar alumni, past students, if you will, have felt the call of Calabar, yourself included, Dervan, if I may say that.
Yes.
And it is in your blood, it is in your DNA. Once you have been to that school, you find that there is a need for you to help the others, as you pass through this life. And personally, I have been committed to helping the school in any way possible. I must say that 2 other siblings went to Calabar. And I think one of the most poignant experiences has been the dedication of my parents, Lucille and George Hopkins, in their fundraising in supporting Calabar. The tradition of the Calabar barbecue was something that was a tradition in my household. And I would say that my parents were trailblazers in encouraging service to the school. So, I've gotten it from both ends, from the parental,
yes,
from the parental end, and from the teachers, who have instilled a certain sense of pride in the school and in the achievement. It's not only champs. It's not only the Sunlight cricket matches that we have lost terribly, or the Manning Cup, but it's the school spirit, and it's a commitment. It's a commitment to helping others.
Absolutely.
I must say that Calabar was founded for the lesser of these in the Jamaican society. It was founded for the sons of Baptist ministers who were in training. And I must say, it was really founded for the less fortunate in the society, the black people in Jamaica. And, you have been inculcated with a sense of pride and service. That's what it is. And if you talk to any Calabar boy, whether they're actively in service or not, they will tell you that what they have learned and the discipline that they have been inculcated with has brought them to a point in life where they have to provide service to others.
Yes.
Whether they do it quietly or they do it overtly, but it is there.
That's right. And this event is a case in point. Michael Thelwell is joining us right now. Good afternoon, Michael Thelwell. Thank you for joining us.
Greetings, Dervan.
Great. Greetings. Thank you. Well, some people may be not making the connection. This is the same Mikey T, for those who know him as such.
Correct.
So then, tell us about how you see your role. What in being a part of the team organizing this Calabar Founders Day fundraiser, answering the call scheduled for 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. Eastern Daytime on Saturday, the 30th of October.
Well, circumstances alter cases. So we had to think outside of the box in coming up with some way to provide the much needed assistance to the youth at Calabar. And out of that, we kind of reached out to contact. My role was as a roamer, being my other business is a roaming chef, moving up and down. So in contact with a lot of people, especially in the entertainment industry. So my role was trying to secure some talent for the event. And we were able to reach out and get, some really good talent on board. And we're really looking forward to a great evening on the 30th.
And it sounds like it's going to be quite a mix. Some entertainment, maybe one or two words exchanged here or there, but essentially the aim is to generate a level of interest that will also lead to some serious fundraising, because there is a need.
Absolutely, definite need. Yeah, we're trying to bridge the gap where the entertainment kind of run the spectrum of appealing to audiences, from the younger people with through the music, to the middle-aged people through the entertainment, and old school. And yeah, I was trying to reach out to all cross sections.
Hold on, don't move. Tell us some more about the program after the break, listeners. If you're just tuning in, our guests are Mikey T. Thelwell and Carlton Hopkins, distinguished Calabar old boys who are playing their part in ensuring that the Calabar Atlanta chapter fundraiser scheduled for Saturday the 30th of October is a success. And the funds are in aid, obviously, of the students and the school. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
We've been playing for you the National Pledge song. We're in the middle of National Heritage Week. And of course, earlier on, we started out with a recitation of the National Pledge, recommitting to this country of ours. And there's so many of us at home and abroad who, no matter the situation, no matter the time of day, we're always ready to answer the call. Case in point, our guests at this time, Mikey T. Thelwell and Carlton Hopkins, sharing with us the plans on behalf of the Calabar Old Boys Association Atlanta chapter, the plans to raise funds on Saturday, the 30th of October, 7 o'clock in the evening Jamaica time, 8 p.m. Eastern Daytime. And Mikey T, when we were going to the break, was giving us an idea what to expect, those who are contemplating how to spend a Saturday the 30th of October, starting at 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 o'clock in the evening Eastern Standard Time. Yes, Mikey T, back to you.
Yes, sir. As I mentioned, we try to provide entertainment that would bridge the spectrum of the audience that we are anticipating joining us. And so we have spoken word through Deborah Earhart. We have the Robbie Lynn, the Brownie groups, Beam, Marjorie K. We have a wide spectrum and popular DJs. So hoping to bridge the gap and appeal to from current students to the variety of past students going all the way back.
Sounds exciting. So
absolutely.
So tell us then, Carlton Hopkins, about how do people get online? What will people need to do? How will they be able to contribute? What are the options? Give us a sense of how the members of the general public at home and abroad can, in fact, make their contribution to this COBA Atlanta Calabar High School fundraiser. But naturally, Calabar benefits, the students benefit, by extension, Jamaica benefits, and indeed the world, because after all, we have students who have been assisted in their schooling, who are serving. They have served Jamaica, and they've served in the rest of the world, etc. So it really is a contribution to education, which we know is critical. So tell us then, please, Carlton Hopkins, how we can log on, and where do we turn to make our contribution, etc. And do we have to wait until the 30th of October, starting at 7 o'clock Jamaica time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, to make our contribution?
No, you can start. No, anybody can start. No, you can go to the Calabar Atlanta website, calabaratlanta.org, and you can make contributions on that website. Mm-hmm. We will be sharing the Zoom link for the event on the evening of the 30th. Okay. In due course. Mm-hmm. And we also are networking not only in the Atlanta area, but in Jamaica as well, among Calabar and other schools. We're also networking with the other chapters in Toronto, New York, Washington, London, Miami, and of course here in Atlanta. So there's a synergy that we will be creating that it will be very easy to access not only the Zoom link, but to be able to make contributions. You can start now. One thing I'd like to say, which I think you touched on, Dervan,
yes,
is that the money that we raise is going directly to the welfare and advancement of these students. Our chapter here in Atlanta has sponsored and funded 15 scholarships for students. And these scholarships pay for everything, books and tuition and so forth.
Are these one-off scholarships, or every year or yearly?
These are, that's a good question. It's annually funded scholarships. Every member, or most of the members of the active members of the local chapter, have been involved in, if not funding a scholarship personally, or in the name of their parents or relatives or some significant person in their lives, they have contributed to the funding of a scholarship. So it is not the funds that we raise is going to be exponential in its benefit. It's going to create a bedrock, a base, a platform for these young men to acquire a good education and to move out in the world. So it's not it is not just the entertainment side of it. We want to provide a good evening of entertainment, but we want.
In fact, go ahead. I want to help you in that regard, because just today I had the pleasure of meeting two students at Calabar High School who have been benefiting from your fundraising efforts in Atlanta. And one of those two young men, Matthew Aiken, this year aced 11 subjects 11
Fantastic.
subjects. Plus, he sat one a CAPE subject, which is a sixth form subject, when he was in fourth form, and he passed that one with flying colors. So that's 12 subjects with all ones, ultimately, which means he has a straight. He's likely to have had a straight A profile. So
think of the
go ahead.
Think of the demonstration effect of that young man's achievement, and the effect that it will have in inspiring other students to achieve. And we have positioned ourselves to provide a platform, a financial platform to help young men who are ambitious, who apply themselves, and who achieve. And we in Atlanta, the Atlanta chapter, we focus on academic achievement. That is our niche. Other chapters are focusing on that as well, but that is our signature effort, that we want to raise the level of academia in the school.
And you're I'm sorry to cut you again. I just have to get in this point that this young man spoke about being motivated by the support coming from the Atlanta chapter of COBA. And so from first form, from he got there, because I think he had the highest in terms of his performance in what's it called? It was PEP then? PEP or GSAT. And he says that motivation every year. And so every year he just kept on and getting better and better and doing more and more, to the point where he was on the honor roll, and even now on the honor roll, every single year on the honor roll. And that for him is motivation, and he speaks as well about inspiring other boys as well and giving them something to aspire for or aspire to.
Absolutely. And of course, the symbiosis of that is that it encourages us here in Atlanta to do even more.
There you go.
That's the kind of result that gives us the impetus to exert even more. So we ask everybody to give from their heart. Don't forget your pocket. But these funds are going for a good cause. Yes. That is the bottom line.
And obviously, the more support you get, Mikey T, if I could bring you back in here, the more support you get, the more boys are able, more of these young men are able to benefit from the sponsorship that you would have received and the contributions. And that's the idea. The more is likely to lead to a spin-off of monumental proportions in terms of support.
Absolutely. We're really reaching out to the diaspora to come in on this project. As you mentioned, and thankfully, we have seen the benefits. We're starting to reap the fruit, and we're greedy. We want more. We want to be.
And you mentioned other hands on deck. I just to show the warm relationship, the brotherly relationship between Casey and Calabar. I gather you have at least one Casey old boy in the mix as well, literally and figuratively.
Absolutely. And another one from Knox. Magic is from Knox.
There you go.
Yeah, man. So it's teamwork.
We're not only rivals at champs, That's not the extent of the relationship, especially with KC. But they are brothers in arms, and we welcome their support.
Yes. And this is how it's supposed to be in the diaspora generally, where we all know the value of education. So if KC is having a function tonight, we support KC. Calabar having one tomorrow night, we support it. Wolmer's, St. Andrew, wherever. That's the idea. All of us making the contribution.
Out of many one people,
Look, we are we're going to have reason. I think we have, well, the event is the 30th, so we will have perhaps at least another opportunity to get an update at that time on the planning as we get closer to the 30th of October. But your timing is impeccable, quite frankly, because the young people need the motivation. They need the support. A lot of them, their parents and guardians' income has been devastated by COVID-19. And so being able to do well academically and get a scholarship from COBA Atlanta will go a far way in helping to relieve some of the responsibility there in terms of funding the education of these students. So well done, gentlemen. This was just a teaser for those listening and watching at home and abroad. We'll have perhaps at least another link before the event. But in the meantime, well done to
and
COBA.
one more thing, Dervan,
Yes.
if I may in summary.
Yes.
The motto of the school of Calabar is the utmost for the highest.
Yes.
And that is exactly what our focus is.
There you go. There you go. Well put. Very well put. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Michael Thelwell, Mikey T, and Carlton Hopkins, distinguished Calabar old boys, sharing with us on this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In, giving us a preview of COBA Atlanta, the Atlanta chapter of the Calabar Old Boys Association, their fundraiser coming up on the 30th of October.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story was brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
That's it, everybody. Thanks a lot. We're out of time. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
Powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.
Good afternoon, I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines, today, Wednesday, October 20, 2021. Man killed by a mob in Landui, St. Thomas, reportedly suffered from a mental illness and wandered into the community when he was attacked. And the police are trying to find members of the mob that mistakenly identified the man as the suspect in the abduction of 2 girls. December 1 committal hearing set for the 5 women charged with the beating of 17-year-old Kaelan Dowdy in Barbican, St. Andrew. Another call for the regulation of leaders of religious organizations following Sunday's deadly incident at Cult Compound in St. James. In business news, gas prices going up tomorrow. The discussion segment of Beyond the Headlines with Dion Jackson Miller comes up after this newscast. The news segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by Flow. Get a winning performance that saves you 50% off your mobile plan each month when you add mobile to your home internet. Now the details of the news on Radio Jamaica 94 FM and online at radiojamaica94fm.com. Radio Jamaica News has been informed that the man killed this morning by a mob in Landui, St. Thomas, after being mistakenly identified as the suspect in the abduction of 2 girls in the parish, suffered from a mental illness and wandered into the community when he was attacked. He has been identified as Levi Chambers, a car detailer. Mr. Chambers was employed to a car rental company. He was a resident of South Haven in Yalis, St. Thomas. Details from Prince Moore.
Our news center was informed that Mr. Chambers left home for work this morning, but lost his way and ended up in Landui. Residents reportedly saw him walking along the Landui main road, stopped him and questioned who he was. It's reported that Mr. Chambers ran and was chased. He ran into bushes and across the Yalas River. Mr. Chambers was held by the mob and stabbed several times in the abdomen. Commanding officer for the St. Thomas Police Division, Superintendent